Let's see how, as a single mom of three, I can make a fresh new February budget on a low income. Let's get started. So first I'm going to do the monthly view of my budget. I'm going to mark out what my income is, the day I'm due income, and any bills that are due and when they're due. Let's get started. I do realise that I'm starting this budget at least a week into the month already. That is because I receive my income weekly, and as January was a special month, I received my last income on the 31st, so it did me for the first month or the first week of February. So I am starting this budget on today, the 6th of February. Is this year a leap year? No, it's not. As you can see, I am filling out the first few days into the month of March here. That is because the paycheck I receive on Thursday the 27th will do me up until Wednesday the 5th of March. Now, so that's my days overviewed. So I get paid on Thursdays. So I am just going to go ahead here now and mark up my income that I will be receiving on days. So I have a weekly income of €527 and 37 cents. So I'm going to mark this on each of these days. Now, I do also, I am meant to receive income from my children's dad once a week. This is not a guaranteed income. He is very sporadic about paying maintenance for the children, so I do not actually mark that on my budget because it's not guaranteed. So if and when I get it, I try to save it for the following week, so that way I can add it into the next week's budget and include it in the next week's budget from there. So that is my incomes. And now I'm going to go ahead and mark out when my bills are due. So I already had a bill yesterday for $16.99. That is for Microsoft for my kids' Xbox. But again, that would have been paid from the paycheck I would have received on the 30th of January. So this week we have a payment of 60, payment of 215, 27. I also have a payment on the 10th of 1998. Okay. A payment of 13.99. On Monday the 17th, I have a payment of €37 and a payment of $59.99. Payment of €60. Wednesday the 26th, I have a payment of €15 and 29.99. And a payment of €60 and a payment of €53. as we're going into the month, I will have a payment on the 5th again of $16.99. Again, I know that we have gone into the month of March here, but it will be paid with my income I receive on the 27th of February. So now, how I do this is I color code my weeks so that as a glance I am able to tell going forward what weeks pay what bill. So the first week I'm going to go ahead and highlight my income in green and any payments due from that paycheck I'm going to go ahead and highlight in green. Second week we will do yellow, so again highlight that, and I have a payment of €60, €14, €37, €59.99, €60. Week 3, payment of €60, €15 and €30. And on the 4th week, now I am in the process of negotiating my bills to see can I get them lowered, but at the moment that is currently what they are. So that is my monthly overview. So now I'm going to go ahead and budget for the first week's paycheck starting on the 6th. So this paycheck covers from the 6th to the 12th of February. So this is my budget sheet broke down. So I just write up here in the corner that it's from 6th to the 12th. So my opening balance in my account, which includes my buffer, is €1,040. My income is €527.30. Now, doing a quick math, I am budgeting that my income will be, that my entire total in my bank account will be €1,567.30. So again, we have worked out, looking from the monthly overview, that I have bills of €60, which is a debt repayment. I have €215.27. That is for an investment saving account for my girls' education. And then I also have a payment of $19.98, and that is Netflix. So let's go ahead and write this down. So I have my loan repayment, which I'm going to budget €60. I have a Zurich fund, which again I said was €215.27. Apologies. And I have Netflix, which is $19.99. Now with the Netflix, one of my children, when they logged on, declared that there was an extra member or family member using the account. So the original bill was €15, but it has now gone up to €20. So I do need to clear up the account, change the account payment membership and get it back down to the original amount, but I am budgeting €20 for this week. Now I also do intend to do a loan extra payment of an extra €40, so that means I am paying €100 a week off my loan. And I'm also including savings here to my emergency fund of €20. It's not much, but it is the best I can do at the moment, especially when my the maintenance on behalf of my children is not guaranteed. So my savings is quite low. So that all comes to a total of, bear with me, so I have a total of 60 plus 215.27 plus 99 plus €40 plus €20 brings me to a total of 355.26. Now this is a very expensive week, but that is because of my Zurich payment once a month. I set this payment up a few years ago for my kids. It's pretty much just has a high rate of return on it, so at least I'm getting some accruement in my balance on it. Again, with inflation the way it is, it has increased incrementally. So for this year, Zurich has said that €215 covers inflation costs for the year here in Ireland, and that is the balance due. So it's quite a high, significant amount. But anyways, it's what we're working with. Now my expenses are quite low. I do a pay as you go. Apologies if you can hear my dryer going in the background. We'll wait for that to turn off. There we go. So I do use a pay as you go electricity monitor. So I normally budget €50 for the week. And that is plenty to keep me going. It builds up over time, so that during the winter, when I'm using more electricity on drying clothes, there is a balance always on the account, and then during the summer when I'm using less, it just builds up. So I'm quite happy with that. €50 seems to do me per week. I then budget diesel for my car. Now I do have at least half a tank of diesel at the moment in the car, so I'm not going to budget that high amount. So I probably will go ahead and just budget €30. I am not expecting to be doing much travelling this week coming. Normally what uses a lot of my diesel is, with my special needs son, is appointments going up to the hospitals up in Dublin and that, or going to his therapy appointments. So at the moment there's none scheduled for the week ahead, so I think that is enough to get me through the week, just with school runs and general just pottering about with myself and the children. So I'm happy enough with that. Now I do go to therapy once a week, trauma therapy. It's to help with overcoming DV violence. It is something that is quite expensive in my budget, and to be honest, I could possibly take it out and have more money, but it is something that I'm not willing to drop. So this week it probably will be using some of my buffer in my checking account, but I'm quite happy with that. Now my therapy is normally €70, but this week it is €60 because last week due to the ATM I didn't have change, so she got paid extra, so that left me with a balance of €60 for this week. Now I am budgeting miscellaneous €50. So one of my daughters has come to me and said that she needs some new clothes. Again, it's not really in the budget, but as a mum to growing girls, these things do crop up. So in an ideal world, I would be using the maintenance I receive from her dad to help pay for these miscellaneous clothing items, but it is what it is. So again, I will, of course, I'm budgeting €50. I will try to be more frugal in the shops and see what the costs are, and try to keep them as low as possible. But again, I'm budgeting €50. And last but not least is food budget, grocery budget. I do include household items in this, so detergents, shampoos, conditioners, cleaning products are all included in this budget. I'm finding that the cost here in Ireland, everything has increased quite a bit. So for a family of four, I'm finding €170 is pretty much getting us by. I do have two children that are on specialised diets. Have a lot of allergies, so the cost of their food is slightly more expensive. Two of them are celiacs, one's lactose intolerant, and there's a few other allergies there as well to other food groups. So I do have to be quite sorry, apologies, the machine's going again in the background. I have a load of towels in trying to get them drying. There's not much drying here in Ireland at the moment. So yeah, I do have, my kids do have quite a few food allergies, so the cost of their foods is quite expensive. So that is realistically why my budget is so high on food. So that is everything that I am estimating to be spending this week. I don't see anything unforeseen coming along in regards to school payments or anything like that. So I'm quite happy with this. So I'm just going to go ahead now and see what this all totals up to. So that all amounts to €360. So now I know this at the bottom says budget. I do just cross it out and say that it is my debt payment. And this is my totals column. So I have €360 for my discretionary variable expending, and then I also have budgeted €355.26 for my bills and loan repayments. So if I write this down here, so I have 360 plus 355.26 brings me to a total of €715.26. So that technically means that I am over budget. By quite a lot. So bear with me, 527.30. So that means I'm over budget by 187.96. So I do realise that is quite a lot. It is going to have to come out of my current accounts checking. I am quite happy with that. If I was to get the maintenance that I'm due to receive from my ex, that would bring me down to €37, I suppose, over and 96 cents over, which again I wasn't expecting. But again, with my daughter looking for underwear and stuff like that, it was an item that I wasn't budgeting, so that is where the extra expense is coming from. So yeah, so at the moment my emergency fund savings is sitting at €6,080. This week I am adding just €20 to that, which will bring me to a nice total of €6,100. I also have a debt of €12,929.17. There is interest on that. Again, I pay this weekly as I am paid weekly. So my weekly interest for the loan is €18.60. I had budgeted again the original payment, which is €60, and budgeting an extra payment of €40. So if I minus my 100 off that, brings my new total on the balance of my debt to €12,847.77. My goal this year, to be honest, is to try get this debt paid off. Would be absolutely brilliant. The story about the debt is I built a sensory room for my son. He is autistic and has intellectual disabilities, and he needed to have a quiet room for all his sensory needs. So again, it wasn't something that I would have normally taken a loan out for, but it was something that my son needed, so I took it out. So with this loan, I was able to get specialist lights, music. I had to get electricians in to put in extra plug sockets. I had to get radiator plumbers in to move radiators around. I also had to get in a carpenter to do a bit of movement of walls and that. So it was quite a costly sensory room, but it is something that my son, who is currently 6, he'll be turning 7 later this year, it will grow with him. And it's a room that he uses multiple times a day. And to be honest, it's a room that was specifically assigned for his needs, but I am finding that my other girls are using the room as well whenever they're stressed or they need just a quiet zone to just go in. They're using it as well, so it is actually beneficial to the entire family, and it's definitely helping my son's needs, which is the main thing. Money comes and goes, but quality of life is more important. So that is my budget, as it is for this week coming up from the 6th to the 12th. Again, I know I'm over budget, but I'm quite happy with that. That is why I do have a buffer in my account. So yeah, thank you very much for viewing this video. If you have liked what I've shown you and you would like to follow along on my journey to becoming debt-free and becoming an extra member in our little family. It's just myself and my 3 children. So if you would like to hit that subscribe button, and I very much appreciate you watching the video, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and I shall see you again soon. Take care wherever you are. Bye now.